If you go into a new organization, it's probably a little bit different if you've been promoted, because you probably know a little bit about the personalities and the culture and what's going on. But if you're going into a new organization, it takes a while for the people to show themselves. It's hard to establish trust in teams, but man, is it powerful once you've got it. Look, I would much rather, have people on my team who've got attitude and aptitude, because you can teach all the other stuff, right? I'd rather get an 80% technical guy, but had the attitude and the hunger to go for it, than, the arrogant guy that's got 100% who can, really, really disrupt the team. Yeah. And it's hard to figure that stuff out sometimes. It's not an exact art when it comes to people and personalities. And, when you're doing that interviewing and you're bringing somebody into the team, it's a big call to bring somebody new into the team, because it's going to disrupt and it's going to have it's going to be different. So it's always interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting, that whole idea about how you hire, and one of the sort of tenets of the past has been, hire for skills and bring the skills in. But actually, when you hire for skills, when you look at the stats, the reason people tend to move on or be moved on isn't for the lack of skills; it's for their inability to get on in the team.
Yeah.
So there's two things here. One is when you're hiring, it's the piece around having the attitude and the aptitude right, and the skill level good enough. Because let's face it, in 5 years' time, we're going to have to learn new stuff anyway. So whatever we know today, we're going to have to learn new stuff. And then the other one is when you come into a team, and perhaps we could just talk about this a little bit. And you were saying earlier about how important it was to understand how the different members of the team work and who you can call out for help and support or input in a meeting. What's your process for getting to know the members of your team? Is it around their technical capability, or is there more to it in a broader picture that helps you then meld and build a team and understand them better?
Yeah, look, it's not something that kind of happens overnight. It takes a bit of time, because quite often, if you go into a new organization, it's probably a little bit different if you've been promoted, because you probably know a little bit about the personalities and the culture and what's going on. But if you're going into a new organization, it takes a while for, the people to show themselves. Typically when you go in and you're their manager, they're trying to show the best possible light. For various reasons. They may be really incompetent and they don't want you to know. It could be that, that they are looking for their next opportunity and they want your support, a myriad. And I probably kind of, focused a little bit on the negative side, which I didn't really mean to do. It takes a bit of time. And what I do is, when I spoke earlier, I will bring the team together. I will introduce myself, a little bit about me, the humanistic side of me, my style, et cetera. And then I like to, to establish some one-on-one with people, so you can get to know them, understand, so initial meetings will be, tell me about your journey, how did you get here, what are you interested in, and you try to learn more about them to understand what support they're going to need and what sort of training, because all that sort of stuff. Who are the ones that, are going to be the brilliant people, but they're only going to be there for a short period of time because they're just coming through. You need to kind of figure that out and how you harness that for the period of time that they're there. And then the plotters, who have, and again, I'm kind of probably using negative connotations here, I apologize, but people who are quite happy just to, to do their job. So how do you harness the energy out of them? And then it's kind of putting the jigsaw together, because then they have to come together as a kind of a team. And look, it's been different at different organizations. Some, like to go and play pool and go and have a few beers, and that's, to do something social. Some don't. So, you try and do things, within the day. I've had a reasonable amount of success with some team building exercises have been bringing people in externally and running some sessions to try and get the best out of people. It just depends. It's not kind of one size fits all.